Hello and welcome to a Marty's Matchbox catch-up video whereby I revisit a model that I tried and failed to restore about 4 weeks ago. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. It was the number 27A Massey Harris tractor by Dinky. And they came out in 1948, so it's quite an old model. And not surprisingly, the man was missing and the decal was wrecked. Well, I tried to make my own decals and they didn't work out. And at the time of making the video, the man had not arrived. Well, the good news is that now, today, I have all the bits to finish this model and make it worthy of putting into my collection. So if you'd like to stick around, I'll show you the finished item when I'm done. So here is the model in question. Not a bad looking model considering the age and the detail that they've put into it. Here's the decals that I've got to put on, and in this box is the man. But before I continue, I thought I might just make this video a little bit more interesting and just do another unboxing of a modern Matchbox car, and we can have a look at it together and see what features it lacks or has. So this one here is the Morgan three-wheeler, and it's rather special to me because when I was younger, living in Basingstoke, my next door neighbour as a kid had one of these, and he used to get it out every second Sunday and polish it and then drive it back to the garages, which were around the corner. It's the only one I've ever seen, and I thought that the fact that Matchbox had made a model of it was quite unusual. Now this is number 57 of 125. So let's have a look at it. I'm curious to see exactly what it looks like. Oh, wow. Actually, it's not a bad looking car. It's got British racing green colours. Quite a nice detailed cockpit area. Have a look at that. So we've got, I'll do some close-ups here. We've got a Morgan number plate on the back, some tiny little lights, which is nice. Chrome exhaust running down the side. Underneath it says Morgan three-wheeler by Mattel, made in Thailand. And there's that third wheel on the back. Quite an unusual model. Front headlights, and it looks like some of the engine is exposed. I must admit, it's not what I remember it to look like. But then again, the wheels let it down. If you look at those wheels, the whole model's beautiful. Chrome, British racing green, detailed interior, and what lets it down are these wheels. They look quite rubbish. Anyway, there you go. That is the 2021 Morgan three-wheeler. Something different. So I'll put it back in the box and stash it away for future generations to find. Okay, so back to the tractor. Now this is a package that came today or yesterday from Recovertoy. It's a lot bigger than I thought. The man on this tractor is a lot bigger than I thought. Quite surprised when I opened the box and pulled him out. And a lot of weight there, a lot of metal. There you go. You can see what it says. 27A, Dinky 27A driver. So let's have a look how he fits on here. There's a hole in the floor for his foot, with the heel of his foot there. Little peg goes in there, and there's a little peg on his bum that goes in a hole on the seat. I try to squeeze him in under the steering wheel there, and I can't get him in. His knees are in the way. This is just a test fit, of course. So I end up bending the steering wheel up a little bit. And I do actually go back online and look at some of the older photos of the actual thing, and there is quite a large gap between the steering wheel and the man, and I think it's because it's bent up at a strange angle. He sits quite high on the seat. So I bend it up a little bit and try again. Nope, still doesn't quite want to fit. Have to push him in. I know if I'm going to paint this guy, he's going to scratch some paint off his legs, I think, putting him in. Anyway, it's still not perfect because he's not sitting in the seat properly. But I shall paint him anyway, and then I'll address the problem with actually seating him in the tractor after the paint's dry. Now have a quick look at this tiny little casting. It's pretty good, really. Somebody has given a bit of a clean up on it, whoever makes them. Done a bit of a clean up, pretty good too. I'm just being a little bit fussy, taking off a little seam off the legs, his thighs, and down by his knee. Just try and make it look a little bit better, although ordinarily you could just leave it as is, because I don't think that the ones that Dinky produced were magnificently detailed or finished either. So I'm going to mix up his overall colour. That's not his overall colour, it's the colour of his overalls. I'm just using a little bit of yellow and red and a bit of tan to try and make a sort of overall colour. And I'm going to paint the whole man with it, and when it's dry I'm going to put in the details of his face and hands with a sort of a flesh colour. Looking at photos again on the internet, difficult to tell if his hands were painted. His face definitely was. Not too sure about his hands, but I'm going to do his hands anyway, because I think if I was on the production line in the factory and you had a paintbrush in your hand with pink paint on it, why wouldn't you? You'd do his head and you'd just put a couple of daubs on his hands, wouldn't you? So this is the first time I've bought decals from Clifford's Model Spares and Decals. It's from England, and I'm very pleased. They took their time getting here. Obviously it's halfway around, well, it's on the other side of the world, halfway around the world. There we go, look at that, Massey Harris, and they look absolutely beautiful. Very, very well produced, and it looks like they're actually separated on the backing sheet, so no need to cut them out as such, because they will probably just come straight off individually when they're immersed in water. But I am going to trim them down a bit, just to make them easier to handle. You don't really need all that backing sheet on there when you're trying to put them into position. So once again, I've got the cotton buds, toothpicks, bit of sponge there to sit it on. So dunk it in the water using the famous gold tipped tweezers. Put it on the sponge and just wait for it to separate. And because these are professionally produced, sometimes I have to wait minutes for mine, but these literally separated in seconds. And oh no! I'm now thinking, I wish I'd left a little bit more backing paper on this so I had something to hold on to. And as for the gold-plated tweezers, you have to squeeze them harder than normal. You think you're squeezing, but you're not. They continually fall out of the teeth, so you have to squeeze them pretty hard. Anyway, finally, I get my bearings and get back on target. And here we go, I'm just positioning it slowly, delicately, before it sets. Just about there, looks about right to me. Give it a squeegee with the cotton bud, get that water out. And these are great. You can't even see the backing paper. They are really, really good quality decals. And if you're after good decals, I'm guessing these are the first I've bought off of Clifford. And I'm pleased with them. So I'll probably get some more off him in the future, assuming they're all the same high quality. Look at that. Beautiful, just like the real thing. So that's one step closer to where I wanted to be, like a month ago. Now, just got this last guy to put in, the driver, and look at that, I've painted his face and little dollops on his hands with a flesh colour that I made. I mean, it is what it is. It's not a scale model of a person, really. It's just rudimentary features on the face, but it looks pretty good. Now, check this out. In my book of Matchbox 1 to 75 series, there's actually a Matchbox Massey Harris tractor. There's two of them made a few years apart. One has mudguards, the early one in 1954, and the later one doesn't have any mudguards. And here it is. This is one I found in my box of cars, and I never knew it was in there, and it's in pretty good nick. This is the one without the mudguards, so it's the later model. And look at the detail in that engine. It's fantastic. The larger Dinky one, they cheated. They just put a side on where the engine should be and stuck the sticker on it. Here, with the Matchbox, you can see they were years ahead of Dinky in their... the detail that they put in their models was just unsurpassed at the time. And the Massey Harris is cast on the side in front of the steering wheel. You wouldn't really see that without using a magnifying glass. It is a very small model. What was it, 40 millimeters long, I think it was. And there was a bit of cat hair on there. And look at that. It's all fake. The steering wheel's not actually attached, which is a clever idea. They just made it so it looks like it's attached. And then they had the option of making the man and the steering wheel in one little casting. So it saved themselves a little bit of work there. They didn't have to make a separate steering wheel. Okay, so anyway, this bloke's dry. Let's get him in. This tractor's got work to do. It can't do it on its own. It needs a driver. It's been crying out for a driver for many years. The last one was lost, pulled off and repurposed on a aircraft that was thrown out of a bedroom window. Something like that, I can imagine. It's the sort of thing I would do. Anyway, I whack him into the... I have problems getting his foot in the hole. I actually use a little punch and a hammer, and I just give it one strike and it jams it in halfway, and he's solid. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to get lost. He's going to stay there for the next 20 years, which is a good thing. And here you can see the finished Massey Harris Dinky. What a beauty. What a beautiful model. I'll let you into the secret here. When I was stuffing around with this, I scratched the mudguard on the right-hand side, and I had to actually remix the paint, try and match the exact colour again. I had to paint the whole mudguard. You can't see it now, but yeah, it was touch and go for a while there. I thought I'd stuffed it up. I hope you've enjoyed this flashback episode, and if you have, please like, share and subscribe. And if you haven't seen the actual original video of the tractor being renovated, restored, please check it out. So until next time, this is Marty from Marty's Matchbox Makeover saying thanks for watching and goodbye.